less interested in people's position, right? Like I'm less interested in that. It's a trigger sometimes for me, right? But what I am interested in is the impact. I've been noticing more and more the impact seems to be to isolate, even like to find um, a way to be kind of uh, like it's my way or the highway. And what it does is it kind of drives people away, right? And I've been looking at the impact that's happening for a lot of people as like families are really breaking up, friendships are breaking up, connections are breaking up over this. And some of that's okay. I mean, like it's okay to realize that you don't have the same ideals or the same values as other people. And it's okay to clean things up, but it's being done in a way that it's kind of just a blanket. Like it's not as the result of typically a conversation. It's the result of assumptive conversation. Like what is happening in our in Facebook, which is I post, you post, I post, you post, I post, you post. And all I'm thinking about, it's not like I can hear your voice. It's not like I can hear the nuance in it. I can hear the tone of voice, the maybe even the choking up on, emotion or what it's triggering for you or what it's triggering for me. Like I'm missing all of that. Instead, I'm going, these words mean this to me, so it must mean this to you. And it's like, and so we've kind of shut down. As a matter of fact, what popped this into my head this morning is I was watching a video. Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon. That's right, it is good afternoon. Um, I was watching someone who got a chance to watch the video cam, the camera footage from the police officer's point of view, so their body cam footage of what happened with George Floyd, and they were describing it. And what was very interesting is because they had read the transcript, right? And they said the transcript was important because words matter, but also what was happening and the tone of voice provided more context. And they shared this and I thought, "Oh my gosh, isn't that true? Have you ever read the transcript of something and then gone back and listened to something?" And maybe I will do an example of this, is that I will send out a transcript and a link to like something that I've done. I will send both and verbatim, and reading the transcript and then going back and then reading or listening. There are things that we miss, and part of that is the beauty in being human, our emotions, our way of feeling into things, the way of knowing things. It doesn't change what was said, but there are things that we are missing. And in those things that are missing, what we are missing is the ability to convey very personally and very, very clearly what is our experience. What is it that is creating worry or fear or doubt or upset? What is underneath, and our willingness in receiving that. So for example, Elaine, let's say you were posting something, I'm just making this up, about you're upset about an incident that happened in a grocery store. Now, I might read it because there's mask written in it. I'm just making this up, that you are opposed to people wearing masks, or somebody was bugging you about wearing your mask. And so, right. And so I have my position, but that really isn't what you're writing about. What you're writing about is something that's more heartfelt. And I miss all of that. I miss something that is so meaningful because I'm so ready to respond. And today it just feels like this is a theme that I've been like since I woke up this morning on the news, and even in an article I was reading about, and then I was on a call with this group that I was it was for a class, and they were talking about the importance of listening. And I feel like we're at a point right now that we might be not getting that. Hang on, I'm seeing whether or not I'm frozen. Let me see. I don't know. Oh, there we go. I don't think I was frozen. Sorry. That's why I keep another video up so I know what's going on. But I wanted to just say, like, is it possible that we're just not real, that we're so busy talking that we're really not listening and we're not connecting? And that is what is creating, that's really more of the disease that we're experiencing on a broader scale, that because we're not engaging in connection, that is what is creating kind of the soil for making decisions about my personal rights, but not the rights of all, or or judging and feeling justified and righteous and holier than thou, holier than other, like my way or the highway, like these very strong energetic statements that literally keep us from experiencing each other and keep us from being open. And I think about when we breathe, when we're doing this practice, are we like nowhere in that experience of in the breath am I going, I'm only breathing for these people. I'm only breathing with those people who agree with me, or I'm only breathing if they get it the way I get it. And what is that? And I'm noticing it in myself. So this isn't like a hey, I've got it all together piece. It's a noticing that as I am having these experiences of being aware of where we are um, in our position, that we are actually denying our function. And our function is our divinity, right? Is greater than us. And so we're going to be talking about that in the workshop tomorrow. If you haven't signed up, I really encourage you. We're going to be talking, the workshop is your divine blueprint. We're going to be talking about that in relationship to this practice that we're doing today, in relationship to what we're opening up to. And what that means, like, what is this divine functioning being and how is it operating in spite of our thinking, in spite of all of these experiences, and how are we opening up to begin to trust and flow in that way, right? How are we doing this? And and it's greater, it's greater than we can imagine. So when we get into that place today, when we breathe, when you even get into that quiet place, that still place, right where we breathe behind our thoughts, letting go of our thoughts, just letting them be and just kind of falling away into that stillness, we are more expanded. We are not stuck in the grind of our thoughts, of things needing to make sense, of needing to hold our position. We have breath, we have space. And then as we breathe even more and we expand even more and we open our body and we open to our divinity, we open our vessel to the fullest capacity that we can imagine, and then surrendering that capacity to something even greater. And we're in this experience of expansiveness. Our mind is not even necessary. We are open and flowing, and at least for me, I feel a greater sense of humanity, of who I am and the capacity that is me. And I'm hoping you're experiencing that too. And so as we do that, as we expand into that and as we start to trust it, our need to drive a specific agenda, our need to hold a position becomes just a lot an exercise in efforting. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody. I'm curious to know, we've got a couple minutes before we start. So what are your thoughts on that? Have you been noticing that need to hold a position rising up in you at different points, whether it's with family? I'm noticing it like as we are facing racism. And I'm not saying it's wrong to hold a position. It's not wrong to have an ideal or to breathe into it. But sometimes there's like, I don't know. I will tell you that the position that I thought I was holding 6 months ago in regards to racism and thinking that I was a good ally and thinking who I was is very different than the position I'm holding now. And the position that I was holding a month ago and the position I was holding like I'm refining. And if I'm so busy holding and in my position, how do I refine? How do I grow? How do I expand? What is available to me, and how do I find the willingness to remain pliable, to be open to learn, to be open to be wrong, to fail forward, you know? And so I am in a place of a more surrendered experience and facing that part of me, that mental part of me that wants to just make everything fit. That's a habit, a force of habit for me. And I've come a long way. I will say I was talking to somebody yesterday, a neighbor, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, you have an almost 11-year-old?" I'm like, "Yeah, 10 and a half. Let's not push it." But she's like, "Wait, how old are you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And I was thinking about this and I was like, in 10 years, 10 and a half years, my life has undergone dramatic and profound transformation in what I thought was available to me and how small I envisioned my world. And prior to that, it was 7 years before that that things had opened up to me. So, like, I look and the window of these huge transformations is getting smaller, right? It's happening more rapidly. And the only way it is that I've been able to allow it to happen is to be willing to surrender my beliefs about what I think the world is and what is available to me and who I am, over and over and over and over again. And what was like 5-year increments became year and a half increments, became 6-month increments, became monthly increments, and now it's like hourly increments. And in many ways, I feel like it's happening in the breath, these moments of transformation, these moments of willingness to, here I am, and I surrender all that I am. And am willing to face myself head on. Michelle, you said I found myself in Facebook arguments lately regarding white privilege and politics. It totally hijacks my energy and makes my whole being contract. I've decided to just stop because know I have not changed the person's mind, but have only managed to negatively affect my physiology, right? And here's, if I can, then the question will come, and this is important, I think. Do I not do anything? And I think there's a difference. I think as soon as we take away the expectation or the need to convince, the need to bring about an awakening, the need to point out our rightness or their wrongness, but instead to simply be clear or to offer a point of view or to call something out without that expectation, without that need to drive it in. Our energy remains in alignment because we're not diminishing ourselves, we're not shutting up, and we're not pushing, right? So we stay just staying in that place. And sometimes we have to find ways, sometimes it's worth the energy to 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 put the effort on being as clear and as loving as possible. Sometimes that gives us energy because we're clean, we have put that out there and it's important. Sometimes it's important, but I agree with you. I agree that any time that my need to make things right, it's like, is the space in which the container in which I am sharing, is there any interest in any alternate theory, any alternate perspective? And if the answer is no, if they're so dug in, then sometimes what I do is I say, that's not my experience. And I leave it at that. I will simply state, rather than worrying about needing to express my experience, just to simply say, not everybody has the same experience. So it's finding new ways and then also finding out what's draining us. And what is it about what we're doing that's draining us? For me, it's trying to be right. And I don't like that. That's really old behavior for me. And being in that awareness is important. Ooh, Michelle, what is this? I decided to be brave and have an in-person conversation with my neighbor who has opposite views of me, and we had an excellent conversation. Exactly. Because usually it's not this or this. It's a little bit of nuanced, and it's never quite as this as we imagine it to be. But when we get in there, we start to find maybe there's some points we have agreement on, or maybe I didn't understand your position, or maybe I don't understand your life. And I love this. It was different than getting in an argument with a person I don't know on Facebook. Yeah. And I think it's important. So I've been putting myself on a Facebook diet. I focus on my business, and I'm really been focusing on growing that and focusing on how I can be of service rather than how I can be right or how I can stir the pot. Not that that was my intention, but sometimes it happens. So, and my guess is, Michelle, you feel better about the situation having taken the courage to speak and to be more vulnerable. As Brene Brown says, you got in the arena, right? You're not just a spectator, you're actually in the arena. You're willing to show up and do that. And there's so much in all of us that, especially women, I'm not picking, but women have been told, like, yeah, you're not even invited to the arena. You're far too delicate. You can't take it. You're gonna fly off the handle. You're gonna be too crazy. You know how your hormones are. You just name it. Name all the ways that women cannot show up in the arena. And yet when it comes down to it, I had this epiphany like a couple of weeks ago, is that who does everybody want when the shit hits the fan? The strongest man, the strongest woman. We all want our mommy. We want our mom, or we want that maternal instinct. We want that person who has mothered us. We seek it. No matter how dysfunctional, we long for that feeling. And that is the strength of being a woman. And it's powerful, and it's okay that it's uncomfortable. But the fact that you did it is powerful. Trisha, you said, I grew up being taught that life is black and white, and now I'm forcing myself to walk the edges and be okay with mostly gray and holding space for gray. I love it. And here's what I'm going to say. Gray, more like a rainbow. It's every color, right? Everything between white and black is not just gray. It's not just shades of gray. It's everything else. It's everything else. It's the vibration, the sound, the texture, the taste of color. It's everything beyond our senses. But when we are just locked into this either or, we miss everything. And that is life. That's what we're breathing in with. That's what we are opening ourselves to. And to me, that I just love that you brought that up, because, there's a lot of thought about dualistic thinking, and dualism is a function of the mind. Good, bad, up, down. Everything is in relation to everything else. That's how our mind processes information. And when we don't have an answer for something like, for example, what is this crazy thing? Our brain goes, oh, well, it looks like a toy because it's made of plastic. It's multiple color, it's plastic. It's not metal. It's rounded. It doesn't look sharp. It doesn't look like a tool. It doesn't look like it has a function. It's decoration of some sort, right? Our brain is going through the categories. Ooh, it must be including, ooh, light colors, bright, maybe it's like a crown. Looks like it might be for a girl, right? Our brain is like boy, girl. More girl than boy, more crowny than headbandy, more like we start to make all these assessments, and our brain does it so fast, and it's not going, ooh, here's something new. What shall we call it? No, instead the brain is deducing what this must be. And if it's something it can't figure out, it will shove it into a category. That's how our mind works. So when we talk about dualism, it's the function of the mind. So as we are expanding and going into that experience behind our thoughts, we're letting that go to just be in an experience. In the mind, as soon as our mind comes in, it goes, am I expanded enough? Where's the edge? What does it look like? Am I up? Am I down? Am I left? Am I right? What color am I seeing? The brain wants to make sense of it all. So if that's happening, just breathe and let them be. Because your mind can't stop. But where we put our attention can. So I love it, Angela. Yes, you're rainbow wit. I love it. I love it. Maybe a new business name. I love it. That's so funny. From gray wit to rainbow wit. I love it. Vibrant wit. All right, let's go ahead and start breathing. We're a couple minutes past. You know me. All right, but this was good discussion today, you guys. And if you're called to it, just know tomorrow we're going to be talking about. In the workshop, we're going to be discussing the blueprint that we touch on in this meditation, in the cells, in our being, what we are opening up to, what the function of that is, and why it's so important. And so if you're being called to that, sign up. And and tonight, if you are called to it, we are doing a group channeled reading. So that is at 6:30 tonight. Everyone's welcome. And there is a $5 off if you sign up through this group. So you can find the link in the feed. So in the community feed. All right, enough with my commercials. Let's go ahead and take a couple of deep breaths. I like to imagine my brain, my whole body kind of like an etch-a-sketch, and sometimes I just need to take all this mental energy, all this emotional energy. When I'm talking, I just shake it out until I get a blank etch-a-sketch, you know? Oh, and it just feels so good when I do that. Let's just breathe in light and appreciation for this body with every breath. Breathing in, breathing out. And as we breathe in this light and appreciation, imagine every cell of our body opening to receive this breath. And relaxing with every exhale. Breathing in, feeling the light enter our body, the appreciation, the love, washing over and through us, filling us, and relaxing on the exhale. As we breathe in again, following the breath, taking us behind our thoughts, behind our emotions as we fall away gently, finding that still, quiet place, and we relax. Every breath bringing us into that still, quiet place within, falling away from our thoughts and our emotions, which just do what they need to do. We find that place that is peaceful and quiet and still, coming to the present moment. Every breath we relax into this experience. Noticing when our mind wants to come back in, we just breathe back into stillness. Relaxing, being, knowing that this is available to us at any time, no matter what is happening, what's disturbing or bothering us or keeping our attention. We can come here in just a few short breaths. We know the way. And it is in this present moment that we experience our connection to God, the Spirit, to the universe. We can feel the expanded love, the energy, the vibration, all that is open to us right now. And we relax. And it's from this open place that we become aware of our physical body. This body that is breathing, that is living, the blood flowing through it, the breath carrying oxygen into the lungs, the muscles holding the structure upward, the mind sending signals to every part of this functioning being, awakening through an electrical charge, the function, the blueprint of every cell, awakening it to its divine function, that it can operate in accordance with that which it was created. We breathe, aware that every single moment, thousands and millions of sparks happening, awakening, reminding these cells of what they were designed to do. Heart cells, awake to their rhythm of contraction and release, working with all of the other heart cells to create rhythm, to pump the blood through the body, and every blood cell knowing to carry oxygen to the cells and to receive waste so that this body can remain clean and clear, working optimally. It receives nourishments and expels waste effortlessly, optimally. Everything working in divine order, all without one single thought of our mind to say beat, flow, contract. As we experience this divine functioning, everything working in order to sustain life that allows us, the spirit of us, the essence of who we are, this divine being that we are, to live and walk and move and experience this world in a physical manner. And we breathe gratitude into every cell. Grateful for this functioning vessel, our home. It is from here that we experience a growing awareness of our energy field that surrounds our physical form, like our very own atmosphere. It holds the energetic vibration and charge of our divine nature. Our energy flowing in and through and around our vessel, that we function beautifully. Energy flowing in and through our energy centers. We are open, experiencing the resonance of the divine that we are. All that we are resonating in what is good, what is godly, and what this is good for us. Drawing to our vessel all that is resonant, all that we need, all we desire, flowing in and through us, feeling life that is resonant, other beings, other life forms. We feel and experience them readily. And we breathe, feeling how open and porous we are to experience this life force, moving in and through us, experiencing it, trusting it, relying upon it. And we become aware that that which is not resonant is not attracted to our vessel, is not pulled to us, and that we are in many ways invisible to it. We extend our energy field outward, surrounding all that we are, our home, resonating in this same vibration of what is whole and holy. And we breathe, feeling the energetic vibration that is our connection with the world around us. We know what is other before we feel it in our physical senses. Our resonance creating a draw to that which is good. And we breathe, aware of how powerful and clear we are in who we are. Bringing our attention beneath our feet to our connection with the Mother Earth, the cord that runs between our vessel and the core of her, the center of our Mother. Like an umbilical cord, she nourishes us with her love, rising up in our energy field, in our physical form, moving in and between our cells. Her love, warm and red, and pulling us gently to her as we feel the gravity on all that we are. We breathe. She gives us home and place. We are of her. We are of the earth. We have chosen for our feet to fall upon her, for our nourishment, our thriving to come from her. And she gives all that we need. And her love awakens within us a sense of belonging, a deep connection to home, awakening within us a deep love and appreciation for all that we have. Every bite of food we bless. Every breath is a blessing. Every drink of water, a blessing. And we vibrate in appreciation outward. Our connection to her, our connection to all that is on this planet, alive, vibrant. We resonate in appreciation, awakening our nature, awakening our place. And we are full to overflowing, and it is from this place of clarity and belonging that we raise our attention above our heads to our connection to the quantum field. We are like a tulip in the field, opening to the greatest sun, opening to receive all of the nourishment, all of the light, pouring forth into our vessel. This light is the Christ consciousness, that which is light, that which breathed us into being. We are open to receive Breathing it fully into our vessel, we are in connection with all that is. Crystalline white and gold, it flows abundantly into us, and we breathe. Every breath, we are expanded in our capacity to receive this light. Every cell of our being expanding, and every exhale, we surrender the self, that which has held us to a limit, and we breathe again, expanding in our awareness of who we are, of what we are, and every exhale, we feel our limitations disappear and expand outward. We breathe until we experience that we are the ones being breathed. And we surrender to the experience of being in expansion, of being. And we breathe, feeling the push and pull, the gentle sensation of being breathed by the all that is. And deep within our awareness, we feel our power rise up, awaken and expanding from the depths of us outward, crystalline, expanding, growing until all that is breathing is now amplified. Our vessel receiving all that is and amplifying it times 100, times 1,000, times 1,000,000, feeling our light grow in strength and amplitude, shining brighter than 10 million suns. We shine and light outward. Every breath and awareness of our brightness, every exhalation, and allowing this light to expand outward. Our entire vessel, an amplifier, expanding, allowing, vibrant and resonant. We breathe. And deep within us, like a tuning fork being struck, we feel the vibration of truth moving outward, resonant, waves moving in and through every cell of our being, vibrating that we know truth, and we breathe. Our vessel open to receive love, awakening who we are, the blueprint of us, sparking the knowing that we are a creative force. Every human being is creator, allowing ideas, inspiration to move in and through our vessel, moving in and through us, outward into the consciousness of humanity. We receive more clearly, more harmoniously that which is life-giving, that which is good for us, that which is good for humanity, and that which is good for all living creatures on this planet. We breathe. We are of this planet, and we resonate in the vibration of harmony as it flows into us through our crown chakra. We feel the iridescent peach vibration moving into our vessel as we breathe, moving outward, amplified into the world, moving down through our cord into Mother Earth. We breathe, feeling this light move outward exponentially. We feel it move through us, awakening and expanding the awareness of the collective consciousness. And we are of this light. Beautiful, beloved souls, we are with you today, breathing with you, honoring you, blessing you, opening you. In the vibration, holding the resonance in your vessel. You are whole and complete in this now moment, resonating in this. Opening to the experience not only of you, but of all of humanity. Breathing in and with the resonance of humanity, of the light and love that breathed you into form. Awakening to your function, dear one. Awakening others in the breath of all that is. Creating in the vibration of the Mother of Harmony. You are loved, and all are loved. All were loved into being It is the stories of the mind that tell you otherwise. And in your resonance, you open yourselves as vessels, allowing light to be embodied in and of you, radiating outward effortlessly with every breath. Feel this move through you. When you awaken from it, when you come back into this now moment, trust that your vessel is always resonating, even when you are in your mind, even when you are in your emotions. You are resonating, that it awakens you, stirs something deeper, more truthful in your being. It is difficult for you to believe that you are lesser. It does not resonate. Not only do others not see you, do not match your resonance, but the thoughts and stories that you once held to be true of you no longer resonate. You may find yourselves in moments where you are both in the story and awake from the story. In these moments, breathe and find delight in your awakened state. We honor and bless you, dear ones, and hold you in the vibration of the divine that you are, in the divine that created you. Awaken to who you are, dear one. Allow yourself to take some deep breaths, gently bringing yourself back to this present moment, back to where you are seated, back to the physicalness of your being. Gently bringing your hands in front of you, rubbing them together. Do not rush this process. Awakening your fingers, your shoulders, bringing the palms of your hands up to your eyes and gently bringing your awareness by awakening yourself to this present moment, opening your eyes and coming back. You may need to move a little. Whew. Wondering if you're feeling that vibration of resonance in your body, in your physical body. Being present, open. How are you doing, you guys? How are you doing? It felt like we were out a lot longer. I was thinking it was like when I was coming back, I'm like, I feel like I was gone for like an hour. How's everyone doing? Michelle, yes, very peaceful despite some rowdy crying kids, right? Oh, they know exactly when to do that, those rowdy children. Yeah, I just feel like I feel really like I can feel like this vibration in every part of my body right now. Just anyone else feeling that? Anyone else noticing that? Yeah, I'm totally noticing it. Powerful, powerful, powerful. Mm. Well, I think um, what I noticed is the feeling of wholeness. Like that it always feels to me, oh, Angela, you said yes, beautiful soul resonance activated, feeling supremely divine light. Yes, I feel like it's even more clear than it was before when it was clear. How's that for a really interesting response? I'm just feeling much more clear. And I really want to encourage everybody today to get outside. I know it's hot. Get outside and please, 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 please drink lots of water. Like maybe 6 of these. Like in the next, like I know that sounds like a lot, but really drink a lot of water. And if you can, for those of you who are, if you have like minerals or if you have like smart water or electrolytes, that would be good too. It helps activate your your body to work more optimally. I don't usually give that kind of recommendation, but I really strongly encourage it. I know, Gail, I don't want to come out of it either, but I don't think we are. Like, I think we may, even in what we're doing today, may notice that we are experiencing a different vibration of our being. So, really letting it be and notice like you can't be driving and not be in your head, right? You have to be in your head. You have to be thinking. But also just notice when you don't have to be in your head, can you like easily go to this place? Like if you're sitting in the backyard or if you are just doing something, can you have a little bit more spaciousness in your being? Cindy, when the light was expanding out a million times, it was so big. Yes. It was like I felt instead of feeling like points of light, I felt like this, um, it's almost like humanity became like plasma. Like that, like Jello. That just sounds gross. I got really close to be weird. But like this, like it just is. And it's not about any one of us. And that there was something that really shifted in that. Shifted, adjusted, opened. Who cares? Words are not necessary. But I also felt that. It felt truly exponential and that we have that beautiful access right now. And we really do. We really do. And know that these practices that we're doing inform all of us all the time, right? Ooh, Kathy, moving like the northern lights, like that, undulating. Yeah, like that. Just beautiful. Oh my God. I love that. And we have the space right now to do this, right? So what do we want to get our attention and what is getting our attention? What what are we putting our energy on to and what are we like like not putting our energy on? So be thinking like that's what I'm coming to and I don't have to shut the world off. Just like when I have my vessel open, right? We talk about it being porous. It's porous. It's I bring my attention to what is resonant and trust that everything that I need coming in. And Gail, that green light is really that vibration of truth, right? And how much of that is what we are longing for. And what we keep doing is we're looking at, like so many of us, like we look outside, we go, oh, is that true? Is that true? All the markers for truth societally, collectively are falling away because I've seen over and over again, question everything, question everything, question everything. I personally think that questioning everything creates stress and anxiety, not enlightenment. What I would say is be with it and seek that vibration of truth and go, am I, instead of questioning it, which puts me in the mental body of seeking like this or that, can I feel it? Can I allow it to move through my body as an experience of truth? Can I allow that green light to be a visual indicator of truth in my life? Can I allow that resonating feeling of like woo through, I don't know if you get it that way. That's how I get it. Moving through me that put my energy here. Put my energy here. Because collectively we are amazing. And collectively we are holding everything that we are expanding into, but we're also collectively holding that which is holding us back. We are all a part of it. And so when we start to see that, we start to see where to put our energy. Does that make sense? Linda, no words, light but strong, almost solid, powerful, like a large growing body, timeless. But when I came out, it seemed like it had been a short time. Isn't that beautiful? So we're doing amazing work together. And there's more to be done. And right now, like my feet are like this. Everything in me is like, like really, I'm not kidding. Like, and I'm willing. I'm open and willing right now to do what is in front of me to do. And the question is, are you willing? And that's to stay in it, to not fight it, but to just be.